Hello students, welcome to the biology class. We are continuing with our same chapter, how do organisms reproduce. In our previous session we finished with our plant reproduction, and today we are going to start with reproduction in human beings. Human beings are unisexual, that is, sexes are separate and they can be visibly different, means male and female are visible different from each other, and that phenomena is known as sexual dimorphism. This particular sign is represent your female and this is for the male. So these are the scientific signs for the male and the female, and here you can see the male and the female, they are visibly different from each other. They are separate, that is male and the female, the sexes are separate, and the phenomena is known as sexual dimorphism. Next, and the very important topic is, what is puberty? So puberty is the age of human males and female at which the reproductive organs become functional. Gonads means the testes in case of the male and ovaries in case of the female. They start producing the gametes and sex hormones, and the boys and the girls, they become sexually mature. So this is the age in which the reproductive life starts. Changes occurring at puberty. It is attained between the age of 13 to 14 years in males and between 10 to 12 years in females. In males, puberty is triggered by the production of the sex hormone testosterone from the testes, and the hormone brings about the development of secondary sexual characters during the puberty and maintains these throughout. And in females, puberty is triggered by the production of the sex hormone estrogen from the ovaries, and the hormone brings about the development of secondary sexual characters during the puberty and maintains throughout. So the age of puberty in the male is 13 to 14, because during that age the testes, they start secreting the sex hormone testosterone, and with the help of that hormone the various changes starts appearing in the male's body, and that changes are known as the secondary sexual changes. In female, the puberty that starts between the age of 10 to 12 with the production of the sex hormone estrogen released from the ovaries, and they are also very important for giving the various secondary changes in the female. And the question, very important question, what are the various secondary sexual characters in the human males? The number one is hair growth on face, chest, armpits, pubic region on legs and the arms, enlargement of the penis and scrotum, broadening of the shoulders and increased muscular development, and these are the various secondary sexual characters in the male by which we can say the boy has entered into the reproductive life, that is at the age of puberty. And the changes seen in the girl during the puberty, that is a growth of the breast, that is your mammary glands, growth of the pubic hair, initiation of menstruation and ovulation, and skin become oily. So these are the changes seen in the girl during the time of the puberty. Next comes, that is your male reproductive system. So it consists of primary sex organ, that is a pair of the testes. And why it is called as a primary sex organ? Because any sex organ, if performing two main functions, that is the production of the gametes and the hormone, that organ is known as the primary sex organ, and that is a pair of testes in case of the male. secondary duct organs which just helps in carrying the male gamete to the target organ. So that is your vas efferens, epididymis, vas deferens, urethra, and the glands which are helpful in the movement providing the fluid medium is seminal vesicle and the prostate gland, and the last, which is known as the external genitalia in the male, is the penis. So here in this diagram you can see, so this is the testes, that is testicle means a pair of testes. They are enclosed in the sac-like structure that is called as your scrotum, and now they are having this duct-like system through which they carry the sperms from the testes, from the epididymis to the vas deferens, which will loop around, the urinary bladder and then passes into the urethra, and urethra is present inside the external genitalia, that is the penis of the male reproductive system. And this urethra is the common passage for the discharge or the elimination of the urine, as well as that is the sperm in the male. And you can have that is prostate gland, as well as this is the prostate gland, this is the seminal vesicle gland, which gives us secretions by which the sperms passing from this particular duct to reach to the urethra. So one by one we will discuss each and every organ of the male reproductive system along with the functions. The first is your pair of testes, that is the primary organ of the male. Why? It play dual role. Number one is the production of the male gametes, that is your sperms, and number two is the secretion of the male sex hormones, that is the testosterone, and this male sex hormone is responsible for the secondary sexual changes takes place in the male during the puberty. A pair of testes are situated in a sac-like structure, that is scrotum, and that lies outside the abdominal cavity, that is behind the penis. Why? Because that keeps the testes at the temperature 1 to 3 degree less than the body temperature, which is suitable or which is necessary, which is required for the synthesis of the sperm. So the question is, why the testes in the extra abdominal position? They are in the extra abdominal position or outside the abdominal cavity because they keep the temperature lesser than the body temperature, which is very important, which is very suitable and very necessary for the production of the sperm, for the synthesis of the sperm. If they are not in the extra abdominal position or outside the abdominal, testes will not produce the sperms. The next is your secondary duct system. So one by one we will discuss. The first is your vas efferentia. These carry the sperms into the epididymis. Epididymis is highly coiled and lies closely attached to the vas deferens, and here there is a temporary storage of the sperms. And vas deferens, from the epididymis the duct arises which unites with the tube coming from the urinary bladder, and it brings the sperms from the testis. Urethra. Vas deferens tube open into the common tube urethra. It is the common passage for the urine elimination and the sperm ejaculation, or you can say the discharge. So these one by one they are carrying the sperms from the testes, from vasa efferentia to the epididymis, where they are stored for some time, then passes into the vas deferens, which is connected to the urethra, which is common passage for the elimination of the urine as well as for the sperm. The next, that is the penis, that is the external genitalia. It is muscular, erectile, copulatory organ of the man. It bears the opening of the urethra through which the urine and the sperms are discharged. Next, that is your accessory reproductive gland. So we are having two glands. One is a prostate gland and another is a seminal vesicle. And secretion of these two glands They are known as seminal plasma. Prostate gland, it secretes milky fluid which helps in mobility of the sperm, means the movement of the sperm. And seminal vesicle, they secrete mucus, watery alkaline fluid which contains fructose, and that gives the energy to the sperms for the movement. And they are very tiny bodies present in the semen or in the fluid. What is sperm? They are male gametes. They contain mainly the genetic material. They are tiny bodies with a long tail that help them to move towards the female germ cell. So this is the structure or the diagram of the sperm, that is a tiny body, a very small body which cannot be seen with the naked eyes. That nucleus means they contains the genetic material, and that is the middle piece mitochondria which give them the energy, and this is the tail which helps in the movement to swim from the female reproductive part to the target of the ova, or you can say the female germ cell. So this is, they are the very tiny bodies which cannot be seen with the naked eyes, and they are divided into the head, mid piece and the tail. So this is all about our male reproductive system, about the puberty, that is very important for the examination point of the view. Next lesson will be on the sexual cycle of the female, in which we will discuss about the female reproductive system along with the changes takes place in the female cycle or the female body in the 28 days. So that we will discuss in our next lesson. Till then, stay home, stay healthy, stay happy. Thank you.